Hi, Jesse with Etrailer. Today I'm going to be showing you how to assemble your Hollywood Racks Sport Rider SE. This is how your Sport Rider will arrive in the box. We'll just slide our top off. Put that aside. This is how everything is going to be packaged. We have our instructions. We'll definitely be using those, so we'll set those aside. And then it's just a matter of starting to open up the boxes. So we'll go through all of our parts now. We have 2 locking frame hooks. We have 2 small wheel adapters. We have our cable lock. Then included tools will be a 5mm hex wrench that has a Phillips on one end. Then we have 2 3/4 inches wrenches and a 17mm socket wrench. There will be a cam strap, a wheel tube brace. For our smaller hardware, we have a 5/8 inch locking hitch pin with 2 keys. Those keys also work with the security cable. We have our main pivot bolts, which is the large bolts. We have 4 10mm carriage bolts and 2 6mm screws with washers. Then we have our hitch tube. Now we have our 4 wheel holders with ratchet straps and our main frame with post and plastic sleeve all assembled. First step of installation is going to be to install our receiver tube into our hitch on our vehicle, and you'll want to make sure that this internal, they call it the internal loop, is pushed all the way back before you push this in. Slide that into our receiver opening, put the included pin in, and then we'll just throw this lock on there for now. We'll come here on the bottom, spin this. This will tighten everything down and keep it from rattling. And then just make sure you stop at an angle or up, just so you're not here. That's going to take away some of your ground clearance. We're ready to install our main frame. Just make sure that this plastic sleeve here is pushed all the way forward, revealing all 3 holes. Slide it on. You'll have to pull this spring out. Make sure it's locked into place. We'll take our larger bolt with a washer, slide it through this hole, wiggle from the front to get that to slide all the way in. Another washer on this side, and then your nut. Now we will install our wheel support tubes. These just slide up with the squares facing up, and you'll line them up with the squares on the other piece. This one has the sticker facing the outside. Then we're going to take this brace here, slide it under, have it sit on top. And we'll take our smaller bolts, slide them down, and you'll have to line them up with the squares. We'll get 2 started, and we'll take these thick washers and start your nuts. Now we're taking our included 17mm socket wrench. Again, if you have your own tool set at home, just use a 17mm socket with a ratchet. It'd be much easier. But to use this wrench, you just slide this through the hole, and then we can tighten down all 4 of our nuts. When you're tightening down at the beginning, you'll probably want to push down on the bolt just to keep it in that square. We will need this post in the up position, so it's a super simple process. Just take this pin here, and you'll have to line up these notches with the slot in the hole. Tilt it up, and then we'll put the pin back in this lower hole. As far as our frame hooks go, we're going to first install the longer of the 2 with the hook facing the vehicle, and this should just slide on here, and then you'll have to push this, slide it down just out of the way for now. Then our short one goes on top of that with the hook facing away from the vehicle and slides on the same way. Before we install our wheel holders, this little rubber protective piece likes to slide around and then fall out. So I like to just click it in for now. That way we don't have to worry about that falling out. Then we will loosen our knob. And when we install it, we want to ensure that this is angled upwards and that our knob is facing up, not the other way around. So now we can go ahead and slide all 4 of them on. Here's a better view of how we have our trays orientated. As you can see on our rearmost bike, we installed this side tray first, it's on the inside, and then this side tray second, so it's on the outside. That will give us the maximum adjustability because we did that the opposite on the forwardmost bike. If you installed, let's say, the rearmost bike both on the outside, then these trays would kind of be battling each other. You wouldn't be able to adjust it to its full potential. You need to fold the rack up into its folded position. So once again, we'll have to bring this down, same way we did before. And then on the back, we'll pull our pin out, slide it forward. And once it clicks, it's locked into position. Now we need to put our little screw in. It's going to act as a lock screw just to keep these from sliding all the way out. So there's a hole on the bottom side of the rack here. Get that started there. The threads on it are kind of rough, so we use our included Phillips screwdriver. It's just on the other end of that hex. Included with the rack and all the parts is this adapter. This is just in case you have a fat tire bike that has 20-inch diameter wheels or lower. If this is something that you need to use, it will just install on the rear tire cradle. It just kind of latches over, and then you'll tighten down all 4 of the bolts. Now with our assembly complete, we'll just throw some bikes on here, get our cradles adjusted out, and we're ready to hit the road with our bikes on top of our Hollywood Racks Sport Rider SE. My name's Jesse. I hope this video helped you out.